Hello, this is Molly Reamer with one more Rituals of Returning video focused on Bast as we explore May, Beltane, and this month of love. And so today I have a card from the Goddess Inspiration Oracle by Chris Waldherr, as well as my own Story Goddess Oracle card, and then an extra card from the Illustrated Bestiary by MaiaToll, because I was thinking about it. I had an animal ally picked for May, which we got the beaver from the Illustrated Bestiary. And then I started thinking, like, I bet there's a cat in this deck. And so, because I picked the cards intuitively at the beginning of the year. And so I flipped through, and sure enough, there is a cat. And not only is there a cat, the tabby cat, but look at the iconography or the imagery here. Clearly is connected to Bast. So I'm glad I didn't just look for only my Bast decks, but I also looked through to see what was represented there in that deck. So we're actually, since I said that, we're actually going to start with the Bast card from the Goddess Inspiration Oracle. So the message here is allow yourself to be as lighthearted as a cat. And cats, of course, have different personalities and different moods, but there is a lightheartedness to them. So a affirmation for you might be, I allow myself to be lighthearted. I allow myself to be lighthearted. And now we will see what the book has to say about that. So the card is associated with happiness, fertility, and love. In ancient Egypt, the cat was worshipped as a sacred animal of Bast, the Egyptian goddess of happiness, love, pregnancy, and birth. Bast is usually depicted with the head of a cat and holding an ankh, the symbol of fertility and eternal life. Records from this period tell us that Bast's temples were home to hundreds of cats, which were cared for by her followers. Because cats are incredibly fertile and affectionate, devoted mothers, Bast was considered to have many of these same happy qualities as her feline devotees. Their playful qualities allow them to find happiness in unexpected ways. A cloud of dust becomes a toy, a feather transforms into a mouse to bat about. They invite us to find joy in unexpected ways. So a question to consider might be, how am I finding joy in unexpected ways? And I embrace my own playful qualities. I embrace my own playful qualities. I find joy in unexpected ways. I allow myself to be as lighthearted as a cat. And then our card here, I'm going to set this one aside real quick next to my lovely candle over there. Oops, I think I'm getting out of focus. Okay, so our card from the Illustrated Bestiary, you are worthy, the tabby cat. Twitching in the sunlight, tabby cat has ancestral dreams of savannas and of sleeping in rocky crevices. A descendant of the wild ones, Tabby still bears the remnants of her stripes and spots. But she's pleased to have moved indoors. Adopting humans was a brilliant move, she purrs, stretching and kneading her paws. Tabby never wonders if she's earned the warm patch of sunlight by the window or the bit of tuna in her evening meal. She never doubts that she is worthy. So you might have an affirmation such as, I think I'm out of focus. Sorry about that. It turns out when I have two hands, it's actually a little less stable. I feel like I've gotten pretty used to the one hand method of filming, and having to try to adjust to a two-hand method is a little tricky for me. So anyway, I am worthy could be an affirmation for this month, or I am already enough, or I am already worthy. Tabby licks the paw to smooth the fur behind her ear. You are already enough, she reminds you. Breathe into that knowing. Breathe into that knowing. So I breathe into the knowing that I am worthy. I breathe into the knowing that I am worthy. In ancient Egypt, cat was a representative of the goddess Bast, come to dwell in your home. She was family royalty. When a cat died, she was mummified, and her humans shaved their eyebrows and mourned her until their eyebrows grew back. In ancient Celtic lands, druids used cat medicine to help them slip between the worlds. During the Spanish Inquisition, cats were seen as familiars, magical avatars associated with sorcery. And so Bast was also, we touched on this briefly in the last video, Bast was associated as a lunar goddess and as a solar goddess. And then during the witch hunt kind of phases where women were viewed as associated with the moon and the goddess, etc., that was one of the reasons that black cats got such a bad reputation, is because they were like the witches' cats. They were associated with the moon, they were associated with the goddess, they were associated with magic, etc. So instead of being cherished, they were seen as threatening and something to actually kill or hurt. So Cat is associated with divinity and magic because she keeps her energy attuned. You can keep your own energy field clear with your regular cat baths. So here's a ritual or practice suggestion for you. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, letting yourself settle into your skin. Using your hands, begin smoothing down. Oh, well, I should let you settle for a second. So close your eyes and take a few deep breaths, letting yourself settle into your skin. And then using your hands, begin smoothing down your energy field a few inches out from your physical body. Not sure that you believe you have an energy field? That's okay. Go through the motions and notice what you feel anyway. So one of the things I talk about sometimes is just act as if, if you don't think you have an energy field or you can't perceive it, consider how you would feel consider choosing as if you had one. So as if you had an energy field, run your hands along it and see what you feel. If you notice any spots that feel sticky or rough in your energy field, pluck it out of the energy field and flick it away. Just trust your hands and do not overthink it. So smoothing down your energy field, plucking out any spots that feel sticky or rough or problematic. Cats know that keeping your energy field clean is an important step in cultivating a magical glow. So Cat, as we've seen in the last week's video when we were talking about the card from the Goddess Guidance Oracle and the association with Bast was with independence. The reflection here from Maia is about dependence and independence. So some say that domesticated cats compared to their ancestors are forever in a kitten stage, never learning to hunt or take care of themselves. Humans are like their surrogate mothers, taking care of all their needs, but the tabby cat's aura of self-sufficiency and independence seems at odds with this notion. So a question to consider is it possible to be both independent and reliant on others? Can you be fully content with life when you are not in complete control? So Mountain Lion is the wild and full-grown cousin of cat. Mountain Lion takes tabby cat's teachings up a notch, helping us grasp not only our own worth, but the worth of others, to watch and observe in order to come into understanding and to move through the world balancing power with intentional action. Mountain Lion leads herself and doesn't worry about who follows. And ironically, because of this, sometimes she ends up with a trail of initiates. So consider your own relationship to independence and dependence this month, as well as I've said in the past video about we need both connection and independence. We need solitude and we need connection. We need independence and self-sovereignty, and we need strong communities and to be connected to one another. So there's a lot to consider here with your relationship between independence and dependence. And then finishing up, so I have two of these cards. I showed the other one. The other one from the last week. And I don't know why these are both done at Staples. I think they were printed the same day. Look at the color difference. So anyway, maybe one's been in the sun more or something's happened to it, but it's funny. And you just, even if you order the same thing, sometimes you get something different. So it's one of those things. But I do one, I threw it away before, not threw it away, I tossed it over to the side. So I do one that is this Goddess Guidance packet for the month. So members of the Goddess Magic Mystery School get this as a printable packet so they can create this little card set to continue to explore as the month unfolds. And you can prop it up as an altar card, and I put it in my little books and carry it around with me and use it for rituals and things like that. But I also do another one that I do with just spontaneous drops. So I have one that I do with the thematic one, and then I have one that I do just with my other printables and things that are left over from past months. And so for this one, we got this, same I am rooted in love affirmation, but we also got become. So I trust who I'm becoming. I allow myself to explore who I'm becoming. I become who I am truly meant to be. And then Inanna was our Omen Days connection card. And so I actually have a miniature little version of her little Omen Days packet. We're not going to get into that right now, but I did want to show you that was in there. And a past affirmation, I restore myself to wholeness. I restore myself to wholeness. And then let's see, several other little messages here that I'm going to have time to have trouble reading due to the small print and my distance with the camera. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to go with these two. So a quote to consider first from Diane Marie Child in the book Open Mind. And it is this: when we accept what we have, whether or not we like it, there's no longer disappointment or tension from not having what we want or not having what we not wanting what we have. In the absence of this tension, we have greater access to the creative energy of life. In the absence of this tension, we experience peace. And from this peaceful space, joy arises. From this peaceful space, joy arises. So some journal questions to consider are: where am I feeling tension or disappointment? How might I let it go? And an affirmation: I accept my own life. I am open to what is. I allow peace to find a place, and I allow joy to arise. I am open to what is. I allow peace to find a place, and I allow joy to arise. So that is a nice one there. And then a closing little prayer card, blessing. And it is very important, I feel like, as we move closer to summer. This is a really important one to come back to. I make space for what is essential to appear. I listen carefully to my own life. I lean into what is unfolding. I permit myself space for joy and ease. As this day opens before me, I create a clearing at the center of my being where the sacred can breathe. I release what is worn and complete and welcome the new visions tugging at my heart. In this moment of pause, I reconnect to the sacred within and around me, allowing possibility to sing and essential truths to emerge. And so an affirmation for that might be: I make space for what is essential to appear, or I allow essential truths to emerge. And we really do need space in order for what is essential. When we clear away the practical, sometimes we make room for what is essential, and we open up the door for what is essential to emerge. Regular points of pausing, regular places of pause, tending to a sacred space within you and around you is how we make room for what is essential to appear. So thank you so much for listening and for participating this month in our month of Bast and of love. May you know that you are worthy. May you allow yourself to be as light-hearted as a cat, and may you balance the twin forces of separation and connection as you move through your days. And may you make space for what is essential to emerge so that you can lean in to your full flourishing. Thanks so much for being here. Keep living your magic, everybody. Bye-bye now.